Finally, DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is in my hand. In this video, we're gonna have exciting nighttime tests, low light conditions such as inside cafe, and also cooking video as well using vertical shots and 4K 120 frames per second, alongside all the comparison against Pocket 2 to find out whether Pocket 3 is well worth the buck for the upgrade from Pocket 2. So first, let's compare what we see. So the display, 2-inch display, is so much bigger than what you see here. So I must say this 2-inch display is definitely a huge upgrade, and you can actually see it very clearly. So this 2-inch display definitely helps. And in terms of this display, once you actually turn it off, then continue using this vertical mode. And I can actually really see myself very clearly here. And in this one, maybe a little less so. So right now I'm just holding it at arm's length. And I can see myself very well. So this is at 4K resolution. So I'm actually going to turn it vertically to see how the resolution differs. Because nothing changes with the camera. The camera just stays horizontal this way. So I guess it just basically crops the video. So once you turn it while recording, so it will continue to show you the horizontal because the video has been recording at horizontal. So I'm going to just turn it off. So this is me holding DJI Osmo Pocket 3, still at arm's length, and this is the vertical view. When I see myself in the display, 2-inch display, I think actually the framing looks alright. So let's compare the resolution side by side. So now I'm holding both devices side by side, face tracking my face. So I do have Pocket 2 and Pocket 3 and no mic right now. Just using the mic that's internal to the body, the main body. And I'm just gonna walk along so you can first see the difference in frame, difference in how it shoots the face. So right now I'm looking at Pocket 2 and now I'm looking at Pocket 3. While editing, I noticed that I much prefer the color, a little more saturated color of Pocket 3. I never liked Pocket 2 color, especially the skin tone on my face. I actually thought it made the skin look too pale in Pocket 2. I must say the face tracking on Pocket 3 is really good. It's keep on following me, whereas Pocket 2, it lost me. So right now the light, because it's sort of, okay, the face tracking, obviously Pocket 3 wins. The light right now is over there, the sun is there, but the trees are really tall, so the lighting condition is keep on changing. So I'm really curious, this is sort of challenging environment for the light. So I'm just curious as to how the image sensor, because there is obviously the huge difference in the image sensor size, how those will work. Face tracking lost again in Pocket 2. On the 2-inch display of DJI Osmo Pocket 3, you can see that the face tracking is excellent. Face tracking on Pocket 2, it's okay when I'm demonstrating, but it was keep on losing me when I was actually walking. Now let's enjoy it in full screen. This is Pocket 3 and this is Pocket 2 of exactly the same place. This is Pocket 3. I noticed that you can see the glimpse of the blue sky, not just completely white. And this is Pocket 2. Let's put it side by side. I think I can see that the color is a bit more saturated in Pocket 3, and also it seems a bit more sharper, as well as the contrast is stronger in Pocket 3. Other than the 2-inch display, what I really enjoy of Pocket 3 is that yes, there is this tripod, which is a big improvement from the predecessor, because my Pocket 2 tripod, you can see it's completely broken, and even though I always buy DJI Care, which makes the whole product a lot more expensive, replacing the tripod was not included in the DJI Care. So this tripod was completely useless, really badly made. However, they've actually really improved it with the third generation. Really sturdy, and I think it's going to be really hard to break. But one strange design I noticed is that Osmo Pocket 3, it's very small. But to make it stand on a tripod, you do need to put in this Osmo Pocket 3 handle with 1/4-inch thread, which means this extra handle will always stay on my Osmo Pocket 3. So that makes it a lot bigger than my Pocket 2. It really feels a lot bigger. And what's more is that if you want that extra battery on, then it's gonna be gigantic. So I no longer feel that Pocket 3 is that small anymore. Let's talk about the magnetic filters, the wide angle lens. So this is me without the wide angle lens. So this is the frame, so remember that. And now I've added the wide angle lens on both devices. So can you see the difference? I'm gonna have the side by side, don't worry. So you are gonna see everything in my YouTube video. So I hope the wide angle lens works fine. Just to make everything a bit more interesting, let me actually just swap these lenses. So the camera size for Pocket 3 is actually bigger. So Pocket 3 wide angle lens on Pocket 2, it doesn't quite work. And also the Pocket 3, I mean, it sticks on the magnet, but obviously the size wise, it doesn't work. The camera size is totally different. Actually, previously in Pocket 2, you can of course slot it onto this hard shell case because there's a magnet inside. But I never really used it much because, so let me also put it on Pocket 3 as well. Pocket 3 also has the magnetic slot. I'm gonna do a little gentle tapping test to show you what I mean. Okay, so Pocket 2, the magnet was not very strong, so that's why I end up not just carrying it, so not really using the wide angle lens. However, I think the designer of the hard shell case for Pocket 3 with slightly stronger magnet here and also at the bottom for black filter, but for now I've actually just put the magnet for the microphone. So the magnetic force and the design have improved overall. And in terms of design improvement, I think the mic also has improved a lot. So this one is the latest version, so it's sort of transparent, really hot design with the magnet attachment at the back as well. So with the magnet piece, the magnet is so strong it's not coming off. Okay. So I can actually just hold it like this without harming the fabric because you don't have to actually use the clip to put it on your clothes. Even clipping, I don't think it's gonna hurt the fabric because it's rather gentle. But with a better design and with magnet, this microphone is a little bit heavier than the predecessor. And this DJI Mic 2, which is for create a combo of Osmo Pocket 3, it does have internal recording of up to 8 GB. And also the furry, I definitely prefer the design. It looks so much more luxurious, whereas this one looks a bit skanky. Well, maybe because, you know, I've been using it for a couple of years. Another huge improvement from DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is 4K 120 frames per second. So what it does is that you need to actually choose the slow-mo menu, not the video mode, and start recording, and then it will automatically generate the slow motion video. And the quality is very good, as you can see, in a very windy condition with the silver grass. Compare that against Pocket 2, which only produce at 1080p, but really not usable. I don't even know how they can call this 1080p. So now let's go back to the 4K 120 frames per second from DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And here you see the wasp. I think they're wasps. They look beautiful while they're flying in slow motion. Although I think with DJI Osmo Pocket 3 slow motion, it's probably better to capture some big motion rather than little insects. That's because focusing onto the small object close up, it's not the biggest forte of DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And actually for close up, I think Pocket 2 might be slightly better, but it cannot beat the flagship mobile phone. Now onto the low light condition. So we're gonna first go to a cafe indoor environment and then walk along the street at nighttime, as well as some cooking videos, so stay watching until the very end. The first thing that I noticed is that the 2-inch display in Pocket 3 is so much brighter than Pocket 2. Pocket 3 boasts 700 nit, and you can really see the difference. And the second thing I noticed is that Pocket 2 had a lot of flicker. Both are in auto mode 4K resolution at 25 frames per second, but the auto mode in Pocket 3 really adjusted well to the lighting condition inside a cafe. Now let's hear how the microphone performs, but inside a cafe I was a little shy, so I actually spoke very softly onto the wireless mic, and it was rather noisy with the background music, so just be mindful about that, and let's go. So right now I'm indoor and you guys can hear me. There is a background music, the cafe music, but hopefully you can hear me through the microphone. So right now I'm indoor and you guys can hear me. There is a background music, the cafe music, but hopefully you can hear me through the microphone. In this kind of small space, wide-angle lens might be very handy. Wide-angle lens helps. I don't think it's necessary for one person, but if you do have a couple of people in the frame of the shot, then I think wide-angle lens would be helpful. And let's try it in the vertical mode as well. So in the vertical mode, yes, I do see a little bit of difference. I do look a bit smaller inside a frame. DJI Osmo Pocket 3's vertical shots are very interesting and I find that very useful, especially if I would be shooting something for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels and so on, the vertical format of the video. Because what Pocket 3 does in vertical shot, it actually takes somewhat the long frame. So it gets more into the video. So compare that to the horizontal shots of Pocket 2, which is cropped, and also Pocket 3 as well, horizontal image. You can now see that the vertical shots of Pocket 3 gets a lot more in the frame vertically. So Pocket 3 vertical mode, I can see it being super useful now. So far, the more I use Pocket 3, I am really beginning to enjoy it. Under the sunshine, Pocket 2 is still very good, but when it comes to zooming, it does do 2x digital zoom. When it comes to 4K resolution, I do find that Pocket 3 is a little bit better, although I probably wouldn't be using zoom function that much. Now finally, let's talk about the nighttime. Nighttime shots of this bright lit street with fancy lamps, I thought Pocket 3 performed very well. There is a specific low light video menu. I think low light video mode is a little better. And now this is Pocket 2. Pocket 2 actually does have f1.8, which is a brighter lens than Pocket 3. But similar to what we saw in the cafe previously, I do see the light flicker. So now let's put my face inside a frame as well at night. I think I set the beauty mode on the normal 4K video, so for me, I think that looks actually better. And this is against DJI Pocket 2. While DJI Pocket 2 is also usable, I do much prefer Pocket 3 under the low light. One key difference between Pocket 2 and Pocket 3 is that Pocket 2, when it's at 4K 60 frames per second, the nighttime video is too dark. Whereas Pocket 3 actually can manage the nighttime video shooting at 4K 60 frames per second. But for nighttime, use the low light video mode or just the normal 4K 25 frames per second to get the best nighttime shots. So as a final remark, despite that DJI Pocket 3 seems a lot larger in size than Pocket 2, I do really think Pocket 3 is a big improvement, big upgrade from Pocket 2. So I'll continue using it and come back with some medium-term review on Pocket 3. So stay tuned, see you!